Hello. I don't know where you are right now. Maybe in your room, with the lights off, the screen of your phone illuminating your face. Maybe in the car, after an exhausting day, searching for an escape. Maybe in the kitchen, at midnight, fighting that silent battle no one sees. I don't know who you are, but I know how you feel. I know this feeling. This lump in your throat when you pass a storefront and see a reflection you don't recognize. Or worse, one you recognize all too well. A reflection that screams all your supposed flaws, all the broken promises, all the "I'll start tomorrows" that never truly came. I know the cruel mathematics you do in your head. The calories, the steps, the pounds. The constant negotiation between desire and guilt. The small joy of a lower number on the scale, followed by the devastation of seeing it return, stubborn, relentless, as if it were laughing at you. This video is not about that. Forget the diets for a moment. Forget the workouts, the rules, the prohibitions. Forget everything they told you that you should be. This is about what no one talks about. This is about the pain. The real, deep pain that hides behind a forced smile. The pain that makes you choose the loosest, darkest clothes, not for style, but for invisibility. The desire to take up less space in the world, to shrink until you disappear. This pain has a name. And today, we're going to call it by its name. We're going to look it in the eye. Without fear. Without judgment. Because to heal a wound, first, you need the courage to admit it exists. And your wound is valid. Your exhaustion is real. Your struggle matters. So, take a deep breath. Let it out. No one is judging you here. This is a sanctuary. A safe place for your pain. And maybe, just maybe, the first step toward your freedom. Do you remember when it first happened? A comment in childhood, a comparison, a photo where you didn't recognize yourself. A single moment that planted a seed of doubt. A seed that, watered by culture and expectations, grew into a tree of self-criticism with roots so deep they feel like a part of who you are. You look at old photos and think, I was happy and I didn't know it. But the truth is, perhaps the seed was already there, growing in silence. This fight you're in is not a fair fight. You've been led to believe it's a matter of a willpower. That if you just tried harder, success would come. And with every attempt that falls short, the belief solidifies, it's my fault. I'm weak. I am a failure. Let me tell you something you may have never heard before. Listen with your heart, not with the mind filled with criticism. You did not fail. Repeat it with me, in a low voice, wherever you are. I did not fail. You have been waging a war against your own biology, against your mental health, against an industry that profits from your insecurity. You were taught to hate your body as a prerequisite for changing it. But how can you care for something you hate? How can you nurture a garden you stomp on every day? The real battle is not against the scale. It never was. The real battle is against that voice in your head. The voice of the critic. The voice that says you will only be worthy of love, respect, and happiness after the number changes. After the clothes fit. That voice is the real prison. The weight you carry on your shoulders and in your heart is infinitely heavier than any number a scale can show. It's the weight of a not yet. Life on hold. I'll be happy when. I'll travel when. I'll let myself live when. And life passes by. Days turn into weeks, weeks into years, and you're still waiting. Waiting for a permission that never comes. A permission that only you can give yourself. Today, we begin to write that letter of liberation. It's not a magical process or an instant solution. It is an act of quiet rebellion. The rebellion of deciding, in this very moment, that your life will no longer be put on hold. Your dignity is not for sale. It is not a prize to be won. It is yours by birthright. It is there, intact, buried under layers of guilt and shame, waiting to be rediscovered. Let's talk about the weight that isn't measured in pounds. The weight of the soul. It's the weight of a no. A no to the beach, to the pool party, to the opportunity to dance freely, for fear of being watched. Each no is a brick in the wall you build around yourself. A wall that's supposed to protect you, but in reality, imprisons you. It's the weight of the public space. The dressing room with its harsh light, where a zipper that won't close feels like a personal betrayal. The anxiety over the width of a chair on an airplane or in a theater. The dinner table, where food becomes a minefield of judgment and guilt, and the joy of a shared meal is stolen by the performance of being in control. This invisible weight is exhausting. It consumes your mental energy, your ability to be present. While the world lives, you are managing. Managing perceptions, space, hunger, and guilt. It's like living with heavy software running in the background, making your whole system sluggish. You smile, you work, you care for others. You play your roles masterfully. But inside, you are tired. An existential tiredness. The fatigue of fighting a war that no one else can see. And what about intimacy? How can you give yourself to another when you can't embrace yourself? How can you believe a compliment when your own inner voice screams the opposite? The fear of vulnerability, of turning off the light, of being truly seen. The desire to be loved for who you are, in direct conflict with the belief that this version of you is unworthy of love. That belief is the most devastating lie of all. But look at your hands. They create, they comfort, they build. Look at your mind. It learns, it dreams, it solves. Listen to your laugh. It is unique. Think of your heart. It is capable of immense empathy and love. All of this is you. Your essence. And none of it, absolutely none of it, has anything to do with the shape of your body. Your worth does not fluctuate with the number on the scale. It is constant. Unshakable. What fluctuates is your perception of that worth. Your connection to your own essence has been damaged. The real work, the true transformation, is to repair that connection. It's an archaeological dig. To excavate, carefully, layer by layer of limiting beliefs. To remove the debris of guilt and comparison. And, deep down, to rediscover the treasure that was always there, your true self. A self that is inherently worthy, powerful, and whole. Exactly as it is. Right now. There is a particular silence on your journey. The feeling of screaming in a soundproof room. You are surrounded by people, but you feel fundamentally alone in this struggle. They love you, but they don't understand. Not really. They offer well-intentioned advice that feels like a small stab. Just eat less. Have you tried walking? They see a simple problem, and your inability to solve it labels you, in their eyes and your own, as lazy or weak. They don't understand the complex web of hormones, emotions, stress, and genetics. They don't understand that for you, food is not just fuel, it has become a comfort, an enemy, and sometimes, the only hug you get all day. How do you explain the civil war inside you? Most of the time, you don't. Silence is easier. Silence avoids judgment. So you become the master of disguise. The funny friend, the strong one. You deflect and you joke. It's a defense mechanism. An armor you wear every day, and it weighs a ton. This isolation is fertile ground for the inner critic. Without a compassionate voice to balance it, the critic takes complete control. It's the voice that greets you in the morning with "Look at you. You've failed again." It's there in the shower, at the dinner table, and in your bed at night, replaying every mistake. This voice is subtle. It disguises itself as a motivation, telling you it's being hard on you, for your own good. But this voice does not want what's best for you. It feeds on your pain and thrives on your insecurity. Its goal is not to fix you. It is to keep you prisoner. Because in your prison, it is king. The first act of rebellion against this inner tyrant is not to shout back. It is observation. It's starting to see this voice as something separate from you. It is not you. It is a program, an echo of past traumas and social standards. It is an old radio, playing the same sad song for years. You don't have to break the radio. You just have to stop believing its music is the only possible soundtrack for your life. Start to notice it. When it appears, say to yourself,
Ah,
hello. It's the critic's voice again. I see you. No judgment. No fight. Just acknowledgement. I know you're trying to protect me in your twisted way. But I don't need that kind of protection anymore. This is the beginning of creating space between who you are and the critic's narrative. In that space, something new can be born. Another voice. A quieter, gentler voice you may not have heard for a long time. The voice of compassion. It won't promise an overnight transformation. It will simply meet you where you are. On the bathroom floor, after a binge. In front of the mirror, with tears in your eyes. It will place a gentle hand on your shoulder and say, I am here. You went through a difficult moment. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. Breathe. We will get through this together. This is the voice that heals. The voice that gives you permission to be human. Imperfect. Vulnerable. Real. The silence around you may not change, but the echo inside you can. The scream of the critic can give way to the whisper of compassion. And that whisper, my friend, has the power to tear down walls, break chains, and guide you back home. To yourself. And at some point, in the pit of exhaustion, something happens. Not a lightning bolt. Not an epiphany. Something much quieter. A spark. It's the moment when I can't take it anymore transforms from a lament of defeat into a declaration of boundaries. I can't take living like this anymore. It's not about the body you have, but the suffering you inflict upon yourself. The self-criticism. The waiting. The self-abuse. This spark is the turning point. The seed of true change. A change that starts not with a new diet, but with a single decision, the decision to try to be kind to yourself. Just that. No prerequisites. No weight goals. Just the intention. Today, I will try not to hate myself. In this moment, I will try to find one thing, just one, that I don't hate. It could be the color of your eyes. The strength in your legs. The sound of your laugh. Look for the spark. This is redefining success. Success is no longer a number on the scale. Success is getting through a day without mentally insulting yourself. Success is eating a meal mindfully, without the cloud of guilt. Success is looking in the mirror and focusing on your smile instead of your stomach. In a world that teaches you self-loathing is a catalyst for change, self-compassion is a revolutionary act. You are not giving up. You are changing battlefields. You are stopping the fight against yourself and starting to fight for yourself. For your peace, your health, your joy. This initial spark is fragile. The critic's voice will try to extinguish it. Protect this spark. Nurture it with small acts of care. Buy the nice-smelling moisturizer because it feels good. Play a song you love and dance for 30 seconds to feel joy, not to burn calories. Drink a hot cup of tea and just notice the warmth. These are not consolation prizes. They are acts of reconnection. They are you, telling your body, I see you. I care about you. We are in this together. The body you've treated as an enemy begins to realize the war might be ending. The chronic stress begins to subside, not because of a diet, but because of safety. Because of peace. The external change you sought as a starting point is, in fact, the destination, a possible side effect of a profound internal shift. Peace precedes transformation. Acceptance precedes lasting change. Your journey is not about becoming a different person. It's about finally allowing yourself to be who you already are. Free from the armor. Free from the prison. Reconstruction is silent work. It's not for applause. It's an internal process, felt in every cell. It's learning to listen to your body again. What is real hunger? What is emotional hunger? It's a rediscovery, a dance of trial and error, done with curiosity instead of judgment. If you eat past comfort, the new approach isn't punishment, but compassionate curiosity. Okay, that happened. What did I really need in that moment? Comfort? What can I do next time to care for that need differently? It's about introducing movement as a celebration of what your body can do, not a penance for what you ate. A walk to feel the sun. A dance to express joy. The goal is not exhaustion, but energization. It's about setting boundaries, saying no to people and situations that drain your energy and peace. Every no outward is a yes to your own self-worth. It's about nourishing your body with food that makes you feel good, and also allowing, without guilt, the food that feeds the soul. Food ceases to be the villain. It becomes just food. This reconstruction is slow. There will be days you slip back into old patterns. That is not a failure. It's part of the process. The difference is that now, you don't stay on the ground. You get up, gently, and say, okay, today was tough. Tomorrow, I begin again. Not a diet. But my commitment to being kind to myself. Resilience is not the absence of falls. It is the ability to get up again and again, each time with more compassion. And slowly, you begin to change. Not because you're obsessed with it, but because you're focused on living. You have more energy. You sleep better. You smile more. You stop hiding. You buy the colorful outfit. You accept the invitation. And one day, you'll pass a mirror and the reflection won't cause a shudder of aversion. You'll look at yourself, and for the first time in a long time, you'll feel peace. You'll see a survivor. A person who is learning to love themselves. A person who is strong, not because they never fell, but because they always got up. You see a warrior for inner peace. What, then, is the final goal? Where is the happily ever after? It's not in a perfect body or a magic number on a scale. The goal is freedom. The freedom to wake up and think about your day, not what you will or won't eat. The freedom to go to a party and focus on the laughter, not your clothes. The freedom to feel hungry and eat, to feel satisfied and stop. No drama. The freedom to move because it brings you pleasure, not out of obligation. The freedom to look in the mirror and see a friend. The freedom to live your life now. This horizon is not a destination. It is a state of being. Your body may or may not change drastically. And the crucial point is this: it ceases to matter. The relentless pursuit of the ideal body is replaced by gratitude for the real body. The one that lets you feel a hug, smell the rain, see a sunset. You stop trying to fix your body and you start to inhabit it. You make peace. The war is over. And with the end of the war, an immense amount of energy is liberated. Energy for your dreams, your relationships, your joy. You realize the journey was never about losing weight. It was about gaining yourself back. If you are watching this, that spark inside you is stronger than you think. It has survived everything. It is still there. So, today, I invite you to make a pact. With yourself. Place your hand over your heart. Feel it beat. That is your life force. Your proof that you are here, alive, full of potential. Promise yourself, in a whisper, that from today on, you will try. Just try. Try to listen to the voice of compassion. Try to make one small, kind choice. Try to defend yourself from your inner critic. This is your letter. Your permission to stop fighting and start living. Your liberation from the prison of self-loathing. Your life is not on pause. It is happening right now. In this body. In this breath. Go. And live it. With kindness. With courage. And with a peace that you not only deserve, but that is already yours by right. You just need to claim it.